All right, all you snowboarders of the internet. We're back. We're live. It's been weeks, maybe a month. I can't remember the last time I did this. It was June. Anyways, if you got questions, get them in the chat box wherever it appears on your screen. I'm going to try to answer them. We do have a mystery prize on the wheel today. We got sticker envelopes on the wheel. So if you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. We also, for anyone that's doesn't want to super chat. Let's see, where were we? I put it on here. Yeah, right here. The next non-super chat person gets a spin. So if it hits that, basically the next person that I pick that didn't super chat gets a spin of the wheel. So we've got that on there for you guys today. All right, so hopefully everyone's healthy, happy. The stream's doing okay, like that. Anyways, yeah. Get your questions in there. We're going to do that. We're going to do some snow predictions and season predictions of what's going on in the world. Hopefully it's not too bleak for everyone. Let's see. What else is going on? Yeah, so you guys probably saw the 2020 channel, welcome to the channel update. Kevin is not working with us right now. He has an open invite to come back. He's moved careers, and I'm really stoked for this direction that he's going in his life, which is cool. I fully 100% support it, but we're losing him. And I pulled the plug on the podcast. There's like 100,000 fucking other podcasts in snowboarding now because everyone and their brother has nothing to do. So they're trying to figure out how to remain relevant. So there's that. Plus they take a lot of time to orchestrate and get everything with Kevin and my schedule. It just wasn't working. So I said, fuck it, and pulled the plug on that. We're going to do other things. And I do have a bigger announcement later in the video if it hits on the wheel. If not, I'll just do it at the end of this live stream. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all staying healthy, washing your hands, wearing your masks, keeping your social distance, you know, doing your part to not be a fucking asshole. Because let me tell you, living in fucking Ski Town, USA over here in Breck, actually I can't use Ski Town, USA, that's Steamboat, but Shred Town, USA, Breckenridge, the fucking tourists are out to kill us. Actually, more tourists test positive for coronavirus here than locals, even though they are testing like, I think it's like 4-1 for locals over tourists. So locals, we got this. Tourists, you guys are fucking idiots. On top of the fact I had a dude assault me because that's another thing I need to let everyone know. I'm no longer working at the liquor store. There's some issues there. It's all good. Doesn't matter. But so I'm back to doing Angry full time, 100%. On that on this, but yeah, I had a dude assault me over a mask. That was fun. I had a 70-year-old woman call me a pussy faggot because I told her to wear a mask, and I had an entitled 20-year-old. She wasn't 21. She had a fake ID. Get really pissed when I yelled at her for not wearing a mask, and then I told her to get her rude touristy ass out of my store, out of my town, out of my state. Don't fucking come back. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with in Shred Towns. Tahoe, like Truckie's just fucked. Everything. On top of that, Colorado's on fire right now. If you haven't seen the Glenwood fire. Oh, that's fucking chaotic as hell. So anyways, we got a super chat from Jack Ripper, 666. Satan missed you. Satan loves you all. Oh, well, there you go. You got a small sticker pack, bud. You know the drill. If you want it, email me, info@angrysnowboarder with your mailing address, and I will get that in the mail for you. All right. Let's see. Okay. We got another super chat from Kevia Spilly. Kevin Dick Arnold. Somebody is really upset that Kevin is gone. Sorry. He didn't abandon us, though. He's moved on to bigger and better things. Oh, you get a spin again, bud. Well, small sticker pack if you want it. You know the drill. Email me. Otherwise, your Angry Snowboarder VIP sticker pack is in the mail. I dropped those off yesterday. Yeah. Also, for anyone that doesn't know, we have Angry Snowboarder VIP. It's a great way to support the channel. If you have the financial means, you want to do it, fucking go do it. Swing on over there to angrysnowboarder.vip. Check it out. I just put a new video explaining it and kind of updated the goals of what we're trying to do. I'm going to talk about those later in this video. Let's get some questions from you guys. I saw a good one up here earlier that I'd like to dive into. So let's see, where was it? That was okay. Michael Kulik, Avran, if I recall, you have a few pairs of dragons. Which color Luma lens do you find works best in flat low light? So I got prepared for this one. I brought most of my goggles that I actually wear. So these guys, these are a little older right here. They don't really make these ones too much anymore. These are kind of like my super spring bright days. That blue lens just works better with my eye color and everything. These, I love these for super bright days. So I used this one right here. I think this is an NFX or NFX-C2 or some shit like that. I can't remember. So then going to Luma Lens, there's this one. This is kind of my like all around overcast flat light. It's not snowing. I use this lens a lot right there. Like everyone's like, oh, but it's got that red tint to it. It's not, it's going to block more light. You're not going to see it. Actually, it doesn't. When you get in there and you're actually looking through it, it really amplifies everything. And I really dig these. Then I got this pair right here, another set of Luma lenses. These ones are like my medium bright days. Like I don't really like using these too much on super bright days. I find that I squint more, even though they're black. The blue ones actually let less light in. But these ones are pretty good. And if it gets a little cloudy, it doesn't fuck me over. And then my final pair, and these ones are about to get retired this year. These things have just, they've fucking seen their life. So I got these Oakleys right here with the prism lens on it. I basically destroyed these this past year. They're starting to lose their coating on the outside. But this is my ultimate, like, it's puking snow, fucking super flat light. This is kind of what I use for everything. Sucks because the frame's good. I got to go either find a replacement lens for it, which FYI, if you have good goggle frames and your lenses have shit the fucking bed, you can always go on Amazon. Literally, Amazon is probably the best place for finding replacement goggle lenses. Otherwise, Evo does okay, so does Backcountry. But if you Google search, you're going to be directed more times than not to Amazon. So I got to go on Amazon and see what I can find for a replacement lens for this. But yeah, so that's kind of like what I do for goggles. And I know someone else is going to ask, oh, why haven't you done the shit goggle thing yet? I've been working on it. I've been working on a lot of projects. You're going to see a lot of production quality just going up because I'm spending more time working on stuff. So yeah, there's that. Let's take another question, then dive into some of these super chat questions. Okay, let's see. All right. All right, let's see. Oh, Cynthia, do you have any expert tips for spraying skiers to maximize volume and or range and or accuracy of snow spray? So it all comes down to like the quality of the snow and how you're going to do it, but get really good with toe side sprays, like digging your toes in. And if you can leverage one of your arms, preferably your back arm, onto the snow when you go into it, you should get the spray. But what I ideally look for is when they're on the side of the trail and they're in that section where the snow is a little more frozen. If you go about 3 to 5 feet away from them, that means that sun has probably been baking if it's not in the shade. So it's going to do it. And you just want to make sure that when you go in really fast, and then you dig hard and you spray. And if you have to, kick your back foot and your hip, and you'll try to fling it up at them. If it's a pow day, all bets are off. Just fucking send it into them and just hard heel side, lean back and push with everything you got off your tail towards the people on there. So you want to make sure that you're going to really get them aggressively. Like always spray skiers. They need it. They need it. They need to be reminded that we still exist and we do not like them. We tolerate them. We do not like them. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I feel like I missed a few super chats here. Okay. Flow job. Angry is back on track. Hell yeah. Well, I wouldn't say we're back on track. We're just working. I needed a little break at the end of the summer there or whatever. That's kind of what I was doing, was taking some time for me and working. I had to figure out a kind of plan of attack because like everything's kind of fucked, and doing that. One of the big projects this week is actually Friday or Saturday. I'm going to email every company that I've ever worked with and be like, get me product. I'm going to do explained videos on them. When the snow flies, I'm going to review them. Like, that's kind of the next big project, is just get me as much fucking product as you can. So yeah. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. Okay. Kush Opulus. Thanks for the advice in the past. I know I'm a nuisance. LOL. Much love, bud. Okay. Jacob Sullivan. So will live streams be replacing podcasts? Love all you do for the snowboard community. So I kind of have an idea of where I want to go with live streaming and podcasts, and it's going to involve the big wheel, and we're going to bring back the mini wheel. And so what we're going to do is basically live streams are still going to be live streams, Q&As, stuff like that, and kind of talk about important topics. And then on there, I'm going to put like mini spin of the wheel. Then the mini spin of the wheel is going to be listed with the topics that I want to talk about in a podcast, and then I'll deep dive them, I think. This is kind of like a rough idea. I still haven't fully worked that out, and I got to do some work on the mini wheel because it's kind of fuckered, not like the big wheel. Or I might just put them on the big wheel, and like when it hits, I'll pick the topic and discuss it and go from there. But like kind of the goal is to integrate the wheel more in. And one of the other things I thought about was if I do the small wheel, what I would do is put prizes for like basically it would be like I choose a topic and then every other one or something like that, because there's 8 spots on that wheel, would be so that people that don't super chat could still win prizes, because I still want to make sure that I give something to those guys, because I get that everyone's financial means are completely different, and I shouldn't be just hoarding myself to people that can afford super chats or afford to be VIP. Like I want to help everyone. You know, like it's kind of like when we did that live stream-a-thon last month where we gave away the 4 snowboards. I'm working on something maybe September, October, similar to that, where we're going to give away some more stuff. I got a deal in the works with Rosnell. I've got to film for the local guys. I've got to film their clinic videos because they're not going to be able to travel and do clinics this year. So we're working out like what I want, and they were like, well, we'll pay you, we'll do this. And I was like, can you just give me product? So I've asked for an after hours for women, a sashimi for guys, and possibly a retox. So there'd be 3 snowboards. And I kind of want to give away a season pass. I would probably be an indie pass because it's like $200, and you know it would only be good for someone in the US. So I would probably have to have an alternate prize for that. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're working on, and I still have bundled up prizes from last time saved up. So that's one other thing I want to do. Like the podcast thing, yeah, it's going to disappear, but there's always a chance to bring it back. Like Kevin and I have talked. Like I get where he's at, and he has an open invite to always come back. And we right now, because shit's just so fucked, we might bring it back in 2021. You know, like we just got to see where we're going to go from here, and trying to. It's like a survival mode type of thing right now, and I'd rather concentrate on what I know works and make it better and make it more fluid than be running around with chicken with a head cut off, just doing like too many things at once. So hopefully that answers that question about the podcast. I am going to try to do 1 live stream a week as well, and possibly 2. Like I want to hit all the time zones. Like I know some people don't like this whole 2 p.m. Mountain Standard, because that's 4 p.m. on the East Coast, 1 p.m. on the West Coast. It's like 6 or 7 p.m. over in Europe, depending where you are, maybe later than that. So like I got to move it around and kind of figure out sleep schedule, work pattern and stuff. But there will probably be like a late night one that's good for mornings for other countries and stuff. Like I want to hit as many of you guys as I can with that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's see. Where else were we? Ian the Welshman, great to see you in the community back online. Shout out to Ian, keeping it real over there in the UK. Okay, let's try to find some more questions. Anton Clark, hey Angry, do you think that new air ride technology coming from Battalion will make the new Surfer more damp? A lot of companies have actually tried this air ride in the past and stuff. It reduces weight. It doesn't necessarily, like they changed the name of it repeatedly, but it never it never really catches on. It's like a cost-cutting measure, but then there's pros and cons to it. Like the board ends up a little more lively. The flex patterns are a little different. There's so many different things that go on with that it kind of becomes a bit of a nuisance. Sorry, I'm dual monitoring over here. Yeah. So all right, and shout out to I don't do this often, but these guys definitely deserve it for all the help. They helped build the wheel and everything. Shout out to the Barons clan, Anita and Steven. They are in here. I love those guys. Hope they're doing well. Thank you for helping build the wheel. So just that one of the few times I'm going to give a shout out. I try not to do that. Okay. Will Kelly, will you be coming out with a huge snowboard review like last season? No, I did not. I rode 1/5 of what I rode last year. So there's 34 reviews. And this was something I was going to put in the announcement later on, but they're coming. I'm doing a lot more work to them. I'm really like fine tuning, took a lot of people's feedback to really add some more quality to them. Superfan Alan Russell's seen one, and so has my boy Billy Ray Valentine, my moderator in here. So they know what we're working with. Like, basically, there's new background images. Audio quality's been upped. In-video production quality's been upped. A little more in-depth, talking about flex patterns and stuff. Like, trying not to just wham-bam right through everything. Like, give you guys a little bit more. I think the average view time will still be about the same, so it'll be about 5 minutes, give or take, on the videos. But yeah, those the reviews are coming. Actually, I've got one that's almost done. Today I've edited 3. Last night I did 2. So I got a few more I got to do. The first one I edited, normally it takes me about 20-25 minutes to edit. Yesterday, I spent 3 hours on one to get it dialed so I could build a new template of how the layout was. And I'm getting back to the point where it's taking me about 20 minutes to edit. And then the render times are actually taking more because I'm putting more graphics in there and more just movement and stuff in there. But I think everyone's going to be really stoked. I'm keeping a consistent theme with the music, so you're getting some smooth jazz with it this year. I kind of feel like that's what you guys need. Keep you mellow while I get angry. So, yeah. Ooh, Cyborg Santa. Would a Libtech Orca be okay for Australian snow? Fuck yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. I get that you get a lot of ice. It's very East Coast style with what he gets. And then when you do get POW, it's good. Then it goes heavy and fat and just sinks you down. I think the Orca for a party board, volume shifted board, especially because you're riding more of a lower angle there, absolutely perfect. It's going to be damp for it. It's going to be wider, so it's going to float better in the lower angle shit that you got going on there. It's still going to be good in those weird trees you got. And, give or take, you don't have that tucked edge around there. So if you do drill rocks, which a lot of people I know that go to Australia say that they drill a lot of rocks, it's going to be easier to repair. So I'd say definitely do it. And Johnny Kruick, better place to live for shredding, Salt Lake City or Bellingham, Washington? Depends what you want. Salt Lake, you're going to have more mountains around you. You're going to have more of a nightlife, more of a society around you. Bellingham, you're kind of more north. You're pretty much limited to Baker. Yeah, you can cross the border when they reopen it. You got Vancouver resorts, and then you got Whistler and shit up there. If you're just going to go smash heavy POW, and you want to be away from people, fuck yeah, go to Bellingham. That's it. But you're contingent on if they have a good season or not. Salt Lake, at least Park City can make snow. Brighton makes some snow. Got resorts that make snow around there, and they will get open. It's what do you want out of it, Okay, so let's see. I think we're kind of caught up on questions there. Okay. Michael Nyblom, have you started with the boot fitting 101 and 201 redo and the add-on? No. I haven't started on them because you're going to love this. There's this little pissant motherfucker. I don't know if he still works at the Domino's in Dillon. His name's Jacob. He's the assistant manager, and he's fucking batshit insane. But he called me a sociopathic boot fitter. So I ordered a shirt that says sociopathic boot fitter, and I'm waiting for it to come in so that I can wear it through the whole thing as a middle finger to him. Like, this is where I'm at. I'm just doing fuck you responses to people now. And that's kind of so anyways, yeah, I'm waiting on that. Like, and then I'm going to start doing those. Those, I think I'm going to probably do those. I want those to drop like October-ish. I think that's a good month because people can dive in with that, get their boots more dialed in, getting ready for November, December, and whatnot in there. I have to do a few other things. Like, I actually need to go cut a couple boots in half. So I have to call my boy Steven up and get his saw and cut some of these boots in half for this. So I'm going in depth. I need some power tools. And I need access to a bench-mounted belt sander. So I got to talk to one of the snowboard shops or ski shops and that I know and be like, will you guys let me just be in there for like an hour and just film everything? And then I'll voice over everything after that. So it's more work, but I need like an hour in a confined space blowing fucking boot dust all over me because I'm going to show you guys how to grind footbeds and stuff at home. Hopefully. That'd be like a 201 series. But it's pretty easy stuff. The good thing is I've got more Remind insoles that I can show some tweaks with and shred soles. Like Nate from Shred Soles hooked it up. So the boot fitting series will drastically friggin' grow. So, yeah. Anyways, if you're just tuning in, I see we got 85 people in here. Make sure that you get your questions into the chat box. Do it. If you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. Got some prizes on there. Done this stuff in the past like that. Basically, we're just stoked to be tuning back in. Also, if I don't hit, I've got make an announcement on here. I got some announcement stuff I want to talk about that's a little bit bigger stuff. If I don't hit it, I'm going to make some announcements at the end of this video as well about like what we're doing. Also, I'm going to try to make some predictions of how I feel the season's going to pan out. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Mm-hmm. Okay, Ben Gartland. In the process of planning a snowboard road trip with a friend, what are your top 3 must-visit places to ride? I'll take input from viewers as well. Well, road trips are going to be dependent on where the outbreaks of the Rona are. I'm fully convinced about this. But doing a road trip, like, go off the beaten path. Always. Go to those mom and pop little resorts where you're like, oh, this won't be worth it. Because I guarantee you, it probably will be worth it. Those little places that no one goes to tend to be good. Now, with that said, if I was doing a road trip with some friends, like Powder Mountain in Utah would be my hit. Brighton in Utah. Those would be like the 2 I would hit in Utah. So that Colorado, I would do Powderhorn on the western slope. Everyone's like, why the fuck would you go there? Just trust me. If it gets snow, it's fucking good. Do that. I would go to Aspen. I would bypass Vail and Summit County. I'd go up to Steamboat. Taos would be another one that I would hit. California, you should probably do June over Mammoth. Then go up to Tahoe, go to Squallywood, hit on Vanessa Tracy, work your way back up through California to Oregon. When you're doing that, I would go to Bend over Mount Hood, unless you're going in the summer. So the Bend. Washington, I would probably – the problem is Vail kind of fucked it up, but Stevens Pass is usually pretty good. But I'd go there. If it's midweek, if it's a weekend, all bets are off. Fuck that. Then go up to Bellingham and go to Mount Baker. Drive across through Idaho. Go check out Schweitzer. And then some of the little resorts in Idaho. Then go up through Driggs. Go to Grand Targhee for a day, then cut over to Jackson. Jackson, go from there, maybe drive up into Montana, over wherever, if you need to. Do like Red Lodge, Montana, and maybe Big Sky or Bridger. And those are kind of like where I would go with things right there. So, yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm going to take a crack at pronouncing this name. Mendagus Bank Oscus. Looking for a freestyle board. We have icy conditions a lot. I'm looking at a box knife, DOA, T-Rice Pro, E-Jack, Rider's Choice. I'm 6'6", 210 pounds. Don't waste your time with the T-Rice Pro. Don't waste your time with the Rider's Choice. Well, actually, no. The Rider's Choice would probably work for you. Now think about it. You probably want that over the box knife. You'd fold the box knife. DOA is good, but I think you got too much weight for it. So you probably E-Jack. If you're cool with having a setback, yeah, I really like the E-Jack. Like that board would be out of the Mervin choices you got there. It would probably go E-Jack, Rider's or box knife, Rider's Choice, give or take, depending on how soft you want. Fuck the T-Rice Pro. That board sucks donkey balls. DOA. If I was looking at like outside of that, I'd probably like personally, I really like the DOA. I think that's like this last version of it that they brought in is really solid. If you want some other options in there, you might like something from Niche. Just throwing that out there, like just because it's got the magnet traction, or maybe even Rosinal. You might like a Jibsaw HD. You're a big enough guy that you could flex it, or just even the regular Jibsaw. But the Jibsaw HD, I think, would really work for you. Let's see. Okay. FBA Aspen, if I bought the Epic Pass, but I'm concerned with the opportunity of limiting people, should I get the A-Basin Pass to offset the crowds? Well, I have an A-Basin Pass. I have an Icon Pass. I'm probably going to buy an Epic Pass, and I might even buy a Loveland Pass. Like, I am covering everything I can this year to make sure that I'm not fucked. With that said, I mean, if you ride weekends, obviously it's going to be busier. They're trying to figure out how they're going to limit stuff. I have a feeling they're just going to have to cap day ticket passes. That's really what it's going to be. Either that or they're going to have to do an odd, even number lottery system or something where there's like odd, even days for passes, which if they do that, go to a pass office and have them print you out one with an odd number and one with an even number and then just show up and have them turn it on. That's my fucking 2 cents on that. Personally, end of the season type stuff, like you definitely want a basin. Breck being open later, it's okay. It's not a good mountain compared to the basin just because of the elevation differences with the snow. So it gets soft and stickier. Plus, it's a flatter mountain. Plus, the way that they keep things open. So it's kind of your call on that. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's see. Story 3333 is the 2021 product preview podcast scratched. Yeah, we actually recorded like 3 hours worth of stuff, and 2 of the files were corrupted. 6 of the files lost their audio. I lost 5 other files from it. Like shit was fucked. Is just fucked. That thing was just cursed. So I said, fuck it. If this is the year to write it off, 2020 is the year to write it off. I don't even give a fuck anymore. So yeah, that one has been written off. Okay. Let's see. Nicholas Schneider. I ride Flex XF bindings since I mostly ride free ride backcountry trees. What's a good binding for to fill in for the parked is? I was thinking rope katanas or Malavitas, even though I hate reflex on 4-hole. Well, if you hate reflex, then don't do Malavitas. Like if you hate it, why would you fucking buy it? Like that makes no fucking sense to me. If you hate it, don't do it. If you want to go more, if you like fluxes and you want something more park, you could probably do like a, was it DS, RS? They keep changing the fucking names on those things, and it's so confusing. So you could do that. If you're going to do Rome, katanas are great. You might even like a DOD or even a 390 Boss from them. I don't think you want a mob. That's kind of a meh binding, and the Vice was meh. Although they changed that for 2021. Let's see. Ride renamed everything this year, and I haven't memorized the names yet. But I know like the EX, maybe even a Rodeo from there. K2, you could do like a lineup, maybe a Formula. If you wanted to do Union, probably a Strata would be a good combo right in there, middle of the road, not going to kill you. So you got options, you know. So there. Eric Slusser, how might the horsepower addition affect how the 2021 Orca rides? Thoughts? It's going to be stiffer. It's basically going to be a fun guide. That's all it is. It's just going to ride a little stiffer and have probably a little bit more pop to it in the spring. It's not going to be as laid back as it was. I actually need to get on that, hoping if everything opens as normal, fingers crossed. I will be riding in October, maybe November. So, yeah. Okay. Cale Mitchell, best power board on a budget. Well, last year's stuff is on sale for 40 to 70% off. So if you actually go and dig around, you can find some stuff from last year if size dependent. Also check Amazon. For some reason, Amazon has stuff on there, and you can always click through the affiliate links that we put in the bottom of the videos in there. But looking for stuff on budgets, I mean, it really depends where you look and how dedicated you are, but there's some really good stuff. Like you can find older Cool Beans, older K287s, maybe a Simple Pleasures on there. You know, Orca's sold out, so you're not going to find that. Sometimes you can find a Slush Slasher. It really depends what you want. Like I know that Endeavor was selling archetypes at like 40% off if they had your size, and that board is still my favorite POW board. It really, really depends. Ravines are actually on sale from Rome as well. I think they're like 40 to 60% off depending where you look. So you can sometimes find those. Yeah, so if you just do a little bit of hunting, you can kind of find good deals on POW boards. William Larson, do you think it will be worth it this season for a out-of-state weekend warrior to buy a pass this year for the 6 to 10 days of riding in Colorado from Omaha? Well, I mean, you got a straight shot across the state to here. Like, it's not that hard to get through Nebraska. It just sucks. It's fucking flat as shit. I don't know how people live there. You're a brave man. I'd kill myself. I want to say it is. I want to say it's worth it because here's the thing. They're offering that Epic Pass insurance. If you can't make your trip, you paid for the pass. It's going to be good the next year. Like, you got that guarantee going on there. So, you know, yeah, definitely those options. Let's see. Jonathan Muntz, do you recommend drift boards or splits? Split board all day, every day. Okay, Bman 1818. Do you carry a spare lens or go to the car and grab another pair if weather changes? No. I make the choice of what goggle I'm wearing that day, and if shit changes, I suck it up and deal with it the rest of the fucking day. That's it. I don't carry extra shit. I don't take a backpack on the mountain with me. Well, I used to when I used to ride the bus to A-Basin, but I'd throw my backpack at the top of the park and leave it there all day. It's amazing how many people didn't realize there was like $1,000 worth of goggles sitting in that thing. But yeah, no, I try to just find, like, if it's kind of like slightly overcast, but it might become sunny, middle of the road. If it's just straight puking, it's a POW lens all day. You know, you kind of just, you get into a rhythm of what it is. I try not to bring anything. So, yeah. Let's see. Caught up on those questions. Shit, you guys are firing them off today. Okay. Oh God, Slim Whitman's in the fucking chat. Fuck that guy. Hope he gets rectal cancer. Okay, where were we? All right. Ooh, okay. Ahmed Ali, hey Avran, what tail shape works better for dry pow and wet pow? Dry pow, swallowtail, all day. It sinks better. It does that. When you're talking about like wet pow, I actually tend to like something more like this. It's like a moontail, but with the inserts, you can see you really have like next to no tail, so like the camber section just ends. So you're pretty much pushing off that back foot. It really raises it back up. But swallowtails for dry power, always my personal favorite. They just funnel out so much better. They sink, that taper everything in there, and then like that moontail, chop tail, whatever you want to call it, very stubby little thing, really, really does the trick so much better. Like even something like this Rome Ravine Select, like you've got those Omega rods in there, and you can see like you have some tail, but you've got this added thing in there, and that's just really chopped down. That's just going to let you push it a little bit more. And yes, there will be a review of the Service Dog and the Ravine Select coming out, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, so hopefully that. I see we're up to over 100 people in here. So if you're just tuning in, get your questions in the chat box. If you super chat, you get a spin of the wheel. We got some prizes on there, stickers, mystery prize packs, stuff like that. And we'll just kind of fire through everything. Been here for 37 minutes. I kind of feel like, it's been a couple weeks. Probably stick on for 2 hours total. So, yeah, hopefully I can answer everyone's questions, give you guys some value to what we do here. I do want to make an announcement. I've got that on the wheel. If it hits, I'm going to make the announcement. Otherwise, I'll be making it at the end of the video. Okay. Okay, Dominic Schmidt, have you seen anything about the 2021 Arbor Draft? And if so, what do you think about it? I think that didn't change for 2021, if I remember correctly. Like they just carried everything like spec-wise forward and just changed the graphic on that. I like the draft for like being a jibby, playful little board. It's a good board. Like you can just ram it into the ground. It's not so soft that you just over flex it and it dies. You're still able to just keep it going, play with it. It's got some rebound and snap to it. Okay. Spencer Stiglitz, aside from flex, what are your priorities and what you recommend people look for in a binding? Well, you want to make sure that it fits your fucking boot. Like that should be the number one. Like start with your boot and then get your binding after that, because you want something that fits it perfectly, and you want to make sure that the high back doesn't come up too high and cause calf bite. You want to make sure it sits in there. You want to make sure that it's not too tight in the tray where it's digging into the heel of the boot and wearing it down. You want to make sure that it sits in there, or that it's so narrow that it's slopping side to side, popping out and shit like that. You want to make sure that it just absolutely fucking fits in there. That's like the big one. Flex, then you want to make sure, like, do the ratchets work the way you want them to? Like, is there a good one finger quick release? Is that, or is it all just push down, stuff like that? You want to make sure that you can adjust the straps the way you want to make sure it fits on your instep, like that mini disc, regular disc, medium disc, like in there, like how does it sit on the board? How much play does it have? Things like that. I think all that really comes into it. But at the end of the day, I think like most people just really need a meat and potatoes binding that fits the boot perfectly. It flexes consistently with their boot and their board. The straps work. You don't really have to worry about it like shit just breaking on it. I think that's really the big thing. All right. Let's see. Okay. Bottled and Cork. R.I.P. L Stacker's Adventure. Rest in peace. RIP. All right. Spin of the wheel. We're going for it. Slim Whitman. I don't know why I wrote Slim Whitman on there, but it's on the wheel. I just thought it was really funny. Mainly because that guy sucks dicks with his butthole. All right. Let's see. Shout out to Bman 1818. He just wants everyone to know he did receive his mega prize pack from the live streamathon, and he was stoked on the bonus sticker pack that I put in there. Some people questioned that I did not send anything out. It's bullshit. I sent everything out to everyone that did it. If it got lost in the mail, it's beyond me. Okay, let's see. Dallas Cox, thoughts on the new Nidecker Mellow? I dig the new shape. I was looking at that, and it's like it's something I need to ride. I like the idea that they changed the shape out. The Mellow is actually like kind of an underrated gem. It's like it takes the best of the Cool Bean, but then it adds the flex of the Super Pig, and it's just I need to recommend that board more. That's just like a really good board. And then now that they changed the shape on it, I need to get in on it. So yeah. Bull owner, any word on the new 2021 signal? Previous years back, the rocker was insane. Did they mellow that out? I highly doubt the Signal Park rocker has a 45-degree angle in it anymore where the rocker zone was. That's literally how that board was. It went like this. It went, just, you know, it was the most insane amount of rocker you've ever fucking seen in your life on that thing. I hit a 45-foot jump with it. It looked like a goddamn, from the side, it looked like a seagull taking flight. It's just like, my friends thought I was going to die because I was riding a 148, and it was like 9 in the morning, fucking hitting a 45-foot jump, which is really fucking stupid thing to do. So don't recommend that to anyone. But yeah, so yeah, I think that, but it looks like, just so everyone knows, almost all brands are actually shipping on time. Like their product was done. So, and some shops already have their stuff, which is a really, really good thing to see. So if you were worried about like some product not being there, like I know some stuff was pre-order only and it's starting to, it hasn't shipped yet, but I know like Capita's got their stuff out, Burton's got their stuff out. I've been seeing other companies' products arriving in some of the shops. So that's a really good sign for the season to know that. So, and I think a lot of people have so much pent-up aggression that we're going to see it. So who wants me to make some season predictions? Just start typing shit into the chat box telling me to do it, and we're going to do that. So, yeah. Let's see. Vinny A. Have been riding the Dinosaurs Will Die Wizard stick and like the versatility a lot, but looking for something a little bit faster for mostly resort riding. Any recommendations? Yeah, fucking drink some protein shakes and gain some weight. The heavier you are, the faster you're going to go. This is all gravity fed. If you're really worried about the board being slow, go take it to your shop. Tell them you want a fucking structure put into it. A good deep structure. That's going to make you faster there, guy. It really is. Like, do that, deburr your edges. It'd be fucking amazing. Otherwise, if you're looking for something that's like a versatile board, I love the Wizard stick, but you might like the Never Not, like, which is what replaced the Chris Brewster. And that did it. But, I mean, overall, you're going slow because of the board. You're going slow because you didn't take care of the base. Fucking put some structure in it. Put some 10-pound weights on your leg. That'll give you an extra 20 pounds. Put 5-pounders on your wrist. That's 30 more pounds. You're going to go faster. That's like 300 horsepower. If you're really worried, buy some Angry Snowboarder stickers from angrysnowboarderstore.com. That'll fucking give you at least 25 horsepower. So, you know, there's that. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Where were we? All right, let's see. All right, Ian the Welchman, trying for the new announcement on the wheel. All right, so we got Ian. we just passed announcement. Ooh, next regular question gets a spin. Let's see. Let's find one. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So this goes out to Vinicius Bolelli. Hey, Avran, have you had the chance to check out the new Burton technologies with some channels in the base? If yes, what are your thoughts about it? So you're talking about all the new 3D shaping on the boards. So I'll give this a spin in a minute for you, but it finally looks like they actually made a good 3D shape that's not like fucking overkill like center spoon and shit that they've done in the past. Kevin and I were actually like really stoked on the way they look. It looks similar to Rome's 3D shaping and like the Ravine Select, the Service Dog, the Stalefish. It kind of looks more aggressive than what's in the Jones stuff as well. It's probably a little more aggressive than what Arbor has with the uprise fenders in there. I think it's going to make total sense, like with how they're doing it. It should funnel snow a little bit better, break up that suction, that friction, and just give you a better, smoother glide. I'm stoked. Hopefully I'll be able to get on some this year. All right. Well, you want a medium sticker pack? Shoot me an email, info@angrysnowboarder with your mailing address, and I'll get that in the mail for you. Okay, let's see. We've got a few super chats I need to catch up with on here. Okay. Royston creates, any thoughts on the new Burton fish? Well, to go along with what I was saying before, I think that 3D shaping in there is going to change the way that board rides. I feel like the fish has such a loyal fan base of people that either love it or hate it, and I've just sort of been like, it's okay. Like I've ridden better, I've ridden worse. So I think with the 3D shaping, it's going to be more my style of what I like, more technology in it, and I think it's going to make more sense. I think it's just going to be a better pow board. It's still got the taper, you got the camber, everything in there working with it. It's going to sink. The tail's going to sink better, and it should give you better float. Okay. Oh, here we go. Mindaga's Bank Oscus freestyle-oriented ice crushers for Bigfoot's top 3. Oh, wait. I got to give Royston a spin first. My bad. Slim Whitman, everybody. Giving him a shout out. Okay, so freestyle-oriented ice crushers for big-footed riders. So you're going to want something probably camber dominant. And, so I personally, I would do like Marhar Sasquatch, Liptech Skunk Ape Stump Ape, maybe even the GNU Gremlin or the fun guy or whatever, or the Orca horsepower. The TRS horsepower would be another one. The Niche Story, the new Rosinal Revenant would be another one, or the Juggernaut, probably the Juggernaut on there. You could also do a Jigsaw HD. The Westmark comes, they claim it's a mid-wide. It's really a wide if you look at the specs on it, depending on what size. That would work. You could do the Red Twin Pig, although I'm not a big fan of that, so the War Pig is better board. You could do a wide Burnout as well from Ride. Then you've got the After Black or the Broadcast, depending what you want from K2 as well. And I think that gives you plenty of fucking options right there, bud. So let's give you a spin of the wheel. Sweet. Mendagas, if you want a jumbo sticker pack, email me info@angrysnowboarder with your mailing address, and I will get that in the mail probably Friday, maybe Saturday. We'll see. I have to go buy stamps, so yeah. Let's see, where were we? Okay. Albert Argules, I've heard you say before on board reviews that this board is a good small mountain board. What does that mean? What makes a good small mountain board? So a small mountain board is anything that has 1,000 feet or less of vertical. Like you're talking your smaller East Coast resorts, pretty much everything in the Midwest. You know, the resorts that they're not big in height, and you know, like maybe some of these places have 6 runs. You know, that's in by runs, it's a loose definition. Like there might be a row of aspen trees, and suddenly it's 2 runs instead of 1. So what makes that is it's a board that it's going to excel because it's going to be lower angle terrain. It's going to be shorter runs, quicker hits, stuff like that. So what it is it's really designed for popping side hits. It's like a borderline all mountain party board, really, if you will. And so what that does is it kind of hits every end of the spectrum. Like my Rome Warden is a classic example of a great small mountain board. Like going to New York with that thing to Holiday Valley, 749 vertical feet. Perfect board for that. And I rode that on a 13-inch pow day while I was there. Totally fine. Didn't get stuck once. Did everything, and I rode it in the park. I rode it on, well, what they call park and jumps. The shit was garbage. Worst fucking park it's probably ever been since I lived there. Whatever, fuck that. Fuck those old people that won't build parks. But, you know, for going around hitting side hits, rollers and shit, absolutely perfect. Like, I wouldn't have wanted any more board. Anything stiffer, bigger, anything like that, really wouldn't have been ideal for it. That was a board I could just strap it on, go fucking ride, and hit everything and not really worry about it. You know, it didn't suck. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I know you guys wanted me to do my season predictions, so let's fucking go into what's going on with the season, and I got some ideas. So Europe will do better than the United States because Americans are entitled assholes, and entitlement's a hell of a drug. So with that said, I can only view like the scope of the mountain towns that I actually keep an eye on and how they're doing stuff. But most of the places that I've looked at that have like a destination resort, the locals are doing a better job. They're getting tested, but there's less of them testing positive for coronavirus. It's the tourists that are coming in. They tend to be testing higher. And I already mentioned that earlier in this live stream. But I think it's like a 4-to-1 or something like that, or higher for locals, or for tourists testing higher, or no, locals testing clean versus positive, negative versus positive over tourists. So that's what it is. Now, if you look at like what Rob Katz said in his cryptic ass letter from Vail about how we're going to evaluate like hot spots and where people are coming, what he's telling you is, hey, dumbasses that can't get your shit together, we're keeping an eye on you. And if you bought a pass or you're in our lodging and you're coming from a hotspot, we know we could refund and cancel you. We could turn your pass off. We could do this to protect it. He's saying that there is a symbiotic relationship between these mountain towns and the resort. And if you all run, like they all run here and we all fucking get the Rona, we're all dead. The resort won't be open. So if they have to limit because Houston's a hot spot or fucking St. Paul's a hot spot, you know, like these hot spot cities are flaring up and they see, oh, suddenly we got 10,000 reservations. Well, that 10,000 reservations might get canceled. And I think that's what he's really saying is, hey, we don't want to do this, but if we have to protect the community, we will. And I think we're going to see that where communities are going to be like, no, we need to limit it. I don't think they're saying no tourists at all. I'm saying, you know, you got 25% cap on occupancy for hotels. Airbnbs, it's going off the rails on a crazy train right now. Like they're not fucking adhering to any rules because no one can enforce it. So they're just doing everything. Like the Airbnb behind my place that usually gets rented 3 times a year has been booked solid for 3 months now. Like my private personal hot tub, I can't use it. Fucking mouth breathers with their kids putting water in their mouth and spitting it on each other in there. Like, fuck. I'm going to have to drain that thing, clean it, fill it, shock it to use it for myself. It's not even my hot tub. But what you're seeing is, so you've got all these people like that. Now, what I think is, like, if they can get a vaccine, and they do have the clinical trials, I've been keeping an eye on this, but I think November's still too early. Like, we might have some, like, a small batch, but I think, like, after the first of the year sometime, we're going to see it. If they can start readily vaccinating it, what I've noticed is middle class and upper class people with expendable incomes will be coming regardless. Like Breckenridge is up 40% over last year for visits, and businesses are up like about 38 to 45% over last year, depending on the business. Last year was our best summer on record, and we're beating those numbers. So I optimistically, like, I understand them trying to get the resorts open doing this, but what you're going to see is like, so I literally live right in a mask zone. Like I have to wear a mask even if I go outside my house, supposedly. It's my fucking front yard's an alley. So like no one's there. So, but you know, to take my trash to the trash receptacle, I have to put a mask on to cross the street to do it, stuff like that. So I think be prepared to be wearing masks. Restaurants, like I think they're saying that they're talking about here at least creating like these tents, these heated tents. So it's going to be a different thing. Like the whole process, I think there's going to be a limit on day tickets. It's going to be like more of a Powder Mountain style thing with some of these resorts. Like some of these little out in the woods resorts probably aren't going to change how they do anything because they're going to be like, fuck it, like nothing. This is how we operate, you know. But the bigger resorts, you're going to see more implementation of safety protocols, masks on in the buses. You can't ride with strangers on the chairlift. You can ride with the party that you came with, which, I mean, if you meet up with your friends mid-run, obviously you can finagle that. Slightly longer lift lines, but you're going to have spacers in the queue. You'll probably, rather than a ticket scanner, you're going to have a guy with a bamboo pole, like 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet, you know, and be like, next. So you might have, like, you might feel like you're waiting longer in line because there's more space. But realistically, like if you pushed everyone together, it's probably the same length in there. So you're going to see a cap on day tickets. You might see a cap on season passes. Like talking with some of my friends internally at different resort companies, they've said that pass sales are okay. They're not great. They're not what they would hope for. So I'm like that. The other thing is you might see certain areas go into like a bubble effect where they'll be like, well, if you're coming, you have to quarantine. Okay, well, 14 days to quarantine, and then, you know, that's going to limit people. They're going to be like, well, I don't want to do that. So that, but what I think you're going to see is if everyone can do their fucking part, it's not that hard to do your fucking part. It really isn't. Wash your hands, avoid going out if you have to, and fucking wear a mask. It's not that hard. It's literally not that fucking hard. Like, I don't understand people that say it's the hardest thing on earth. Like, whatever. Entitlement's a hell of a drug. I think that's what we're going to do. Now, in terms of actual snowfall, they're calling for a warmer, wetter season. So the way it's looking is like the Southwest, probably going to get fucked this year. It looks like it's going to be a little more northernly. Colorado, like Summit County, we're on the cusp. Like the last time it did this, we got nuked on heavily. But the time before that, I think that was the year it was like 68 degrees on Christmas Day. So, you know, you gotta kind of have to go with it and keep an eye on the weather. The East Coast, it looks like you guys are probably fucked in the Mid-Atlantic region. The more north you go, it might be a little bit better, but it's going to be like big storm, drought, big storm. At least that's what I'm reading. In terms of Canada, you guys are doing a way better job than the U.S. So I think you guys are going to have the New Zealand effect where like the resorts open and they're doing limited capacity and then everyone fucking rushes there. Then they don't know what to do with it. So, yeah. So there's that. You know, I think this is what we're ideally looking at in the terms of a season. If you are going to travel, you are going to be a tourist, be polite. Understand that everyone's stressed, everyone's angry, everyone's upset, everyone's scared. Like they're going through a magnitude of emotions. Understand that maybe you can't go to your favorite restaurant. Maybe your favorite runs might not be open or they're rotating how they open or, you know, the resorts are operating on limited capacity. Be polite, be patient, don't be entitled. Just be like, hey, we're here and we're going to enjoy it. Like, respect the rules for the locality if you are. Like, some states aren't taking it seriously, some are. Utah's kind of doing some dumb fucking shit right now. Utah's being Utah. Colorado, we're more like, oh, fuck. We got to do what we can to preserve the money. Like, that's literally what we're looking at as a state is like, if we can do everything right, we'll still make money. That's the big thing. Like, Summit County took was it a $230 million hit for the month of March alone. 230 million. I think all said and done, we took something like a $480 million hit to the economy. Okay. All right. Services are kind of fucked. Like, but we've been able to stay open all summer. Like, the biggest outbreak we had was 19 people at City Market right before we reopened everything. They took care of that. The next biggest outbreak was 4th of July. We had 11 people test positive, and I think they tested that week. It was like 1,200 people. So 11 out of that, not too bad. They're ramping it up. Since then, the only thing that's kind of questionable that we had was 6 people tested positive in staff housing at Breckenridge. And that's going to be like kind of the issue. You got these kids that want to move here and work for the mountain, be snow carnies, and they're going to fucking play around and do all this shit. They want to fucking party, man. You're fucking sharing bottles and IVs and boofing cocaine and shit. I mean, when someone's blowing cocaine up your asshole, I mean, that's a main line of Rona right to you, right through your butt and into your heart. So, you know, that there's going to be some weird mixes. Plus, all the J1s that can't come in and work for the resorts. Like, this is what I mean when I say it might be limited operations on like, or there might be like rolling openings on stuff. Might be a lot of traversing this year, you know, like get your cross country snowboarding on. So, yeah, if you're doing that. So, yeah, hopefully this live stream's still staying good. Looks like it is. The numbers look good. It hasn't dipped in quality. I'd reset the router. There's no construction. Internet's running good. But yeah, so anyways, that's kind of my predictions. Like, we're going to have a season. It's just going to be a little weird. And some places are going to be better than others. Like, I think going off the beaten path to the little resorts you kind of look past might be good. Like, for me, I've been looking at, like, maybe I'll pick up a season pass to Ski Cooper in Leadville. And, yeah, it's an hour drive one way. But it's off the beaten path. Like, a busy day there, I think, is only, like, 2,000 people. Like, or 2,500, somewhere in there, versus like Breckenridge, which was 25,000 people. So I think that's it. But you just got to be optimistic. If you're worried about buying your passes too, they got the pass insurance. They're guaranteeing that, you know, you can put it forward. Like, Loveland just came out and is guaranteeing a 130-day season, guaranteed. If for any reason they close for whatever, you will get a credit towards your pass for the next year, or your pass will go fully to the next year. So they're guaranteeing it, and they've outlined their whole plan, and I think that's kind of where it is. And it's like, you know, if you're really worried about catching this thing, do everything you can to mitigate it. Like, don't park where you have to take a bus, you know, like where you can walk. Maybe you have to pay for parking. You know, get there early if you can. Don't go on weekends. Change your work schedule. A lot of people are working from home. Change your work schedule around. Be like, I'm going to work Saturdays, Sundays, and I'm going to take Wednesday, Thursdays off, you know, or, oh, it's a powder day Monday. Fuck it. I'm taking off, but I'm going to start working at like 1 PM, you know, stuff like that. So I think if you guys really grasp that concept, I think that this is kind of like where we're at. I'm optimistic about the season. Like, I'm really optimistic. I think looking around, seeing how certain states are treating it in certain areas, I think we're going to have some kind of a season. And like I said earlier in this live stream, I feel like there might be like an odd even like pass day. So it's like every other day people can go. And which, if that's the case, like I said, have them print you out a second pass that's got a like an even number, and then just show up and have them turn it on that day. That's what I would do, like that. So hopefully you guys feel a little more optimistic about this. Like, I'm feeling pretty good about it, you know. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Jesus, you guys were going off while I was talking. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Okay. All right. Bull owner, rents is still due. Do the due, buddy. Ooh, that's a middle finger. Oh, nope. It bounced back. You got a jumbo. You know the drill. Email me, info@angrysnowboarder, and I will get that jumbo email. And also, anyone that won, just make sure you tell me what size envelope you got. I'm not writing anything down today. So, okay. Michael Nyblom. Sweet. You got a medium sticker pack, bud. Ryan T. Trollhagen still has snow hidden under a tarp. That doesn't surprise me. Aren't they going to try to have a rail jam soon? All right. Ryan T. You just won a jumbo sticker pack. So there you go. All right. All right. Let's see. Josh Rush, cheers from Eugene, Oregon. All right, let's see what we got. All right, Josh, you want a small sticker pack. All right. Okay, let's see. Got a few questions here. Vincent Dew, season prediction for the Nidecker Corporation. They're going to buy more companies. Holy fuck. They already own half of snowboarding. They're probably just going to buy more of them. So, yeah, that's kind of where I think I'm at with that one. So, Nidecker's crushing it. So, yeah, let's see. Some questions here. Bottled and corked, slim blowing cocaine into me, rectally fun. All right. That's how you get rectal herpes. Wear your mask, people. Wear your mask. That's what it's telling you. All right. Okay, Royston creates more for the cocaine, bottled and corked cocaine butt fund. Hey, if you boof it, it's free. Oh, spin again. All right, next question gets a spin. All right, so got one from Seth B. Aspen. What small company would you suggest to try to keep alive by buying products this season? Talking with a few companies, I personally think the one that I would endorse to do this, or there's two that I really would endorse. Marhar Snowboards and Wired Snowboards. Those two guys, I would try to buy their stuff. Talking with Nate, we were actually talking about doing a limited edition lumberjack that he would sell directly through the site, and then maybe I'd get a check or something, like kind of a licensing deal in there. So yeah, Marhar and Wired Snowboards. Let's give you a spin. Next on Super Chat gets a spin. All right. Let's see. Patrick Knoll, also trying to decide whether to get Union or Spark R&D split board bindings. Would love to get feedback. Personally, my backcountry friends and like when I've owned stuff, it's always been Spark R&D. I really just dig what they're doing. The Union binding has come a long way, but I would go with the Spark, tried and true. The other cool thing with the Spark is if you don't like the straps and the high back, you can pretty much rip them off and put anything on there with very minimal drilling to get it fit on there. So yeah, and you get a spin of the wheel, Patrick. Lose a turn. Okay. Okay, Symphony. Avran, do you think some terrain park features could be limited due to resorts struggling this season, like half pipes and stuff? That's my fear. So half pipes are probably like just not happening this year. Like super pipes, no, they're probably not happening because it's just like the cost versus the return on the investment. Copper, I doubt will do their super pipe, but they'll have a regular half pipe. I think if anything, we'd probably see more Peace Park type shit and just snow mounds pushed up and been like, you figure it out. Which I'm all for. Like, fuck it. Just put a bunch of booby bumps everywhere on the run. We'll figure it out from there. SB309, y'all getting smoke from the Glenwood fire? Yeah, so Glenwood is on, the Glenwood Canyon is on fire out by Aspen on the other side of Vail. And it's funneling in my allergies and stuff. My eyes have been super dry from it. That fire is fucking gnarly. Like, that is going to do some serious damage to the ecosystems around here and whatnot. So, yeah. Fuck, dude, Colorado's burning. Hopefully they'll get it under control and get it out soon. All right, Damien Kyle, how is the quality of Flux boots? I have their bindings and looking to upgrade my 32 STWs to something a little stiffer and higher quality. So they've actually made boots in Japan for like 10 years, and then they just started bringing them to the U.S. in like the last 3 or 4. Everything that I've looked at from their low end to their high end is actually superb quality. I think they're actually made in the same factory as 32 and DC. I really dig them. It's just a matter of like, do they fit your foot shape? If they do or they don't. You know, obviously the best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. So you want to make sure about that. Let's see. Vincent, do any more rumors on dying companies? Are we going to see Gilson finally jump off that cliff? No, because fucking stupid companies keep licensing them to make them skis and snowboards. Like they did a Transformers fucking snowboard. Fuck you, Hasbro. Stop giving them fucking money. Their shit's garbage. Like garbage. Like fuck. Straight dumpster fire garbage. Fuck them. Will we see some small brands go under? Yeah. We will. It might be a few we know, and there's going to be a lot that you guys didn't even know were brands that are just going to fucking disappear. So, all right. Let's see. Okay, where were we? Let's see. Ronaldo Azevedo, what do you think about brands not changing graphics specs on boards for different seasons, therefore not doing clearance? Karua does. I think it's actually the smartest thing you could do. I think there was an overproduction for years, and then it was like the new graphic would come out, and then suddenly this board would have to be dropped by 50% when nothing really changed with it but the graphic. And I think it's kind of dumb because you're overproducing to get a better deal from your manufacturer, but then you're not selling. So the better thing to be would be like, we made 1,000 of this board, and when this graphic is gone, we will put out a new one. And that's it. Like, that's what I would do. And you could carry it forward for like 2 to 3 years that way. And it would make more sense. It would cut down on costs. It would cut down on excess materials. It would just, and it would cause the consumer to realize that, like, if I want this, I have to buy it or it's gone. Like, one thing that we toyed with, Kevin and I, we were going to drop a line of Angry boards, just like some collab stuff. And we were like, we can't do a full production run, like not 100. I was like, let's just do 10, and when they sell out, and that's it. We'll just charge more, but then when they're gone, they're gone. And I think that makes the most fucking sense of anything to do it that way. And unfortunately, people don't realize that. Okay, so okay. Ole Venom, I have 0 stickers, stomp pads, or other stuff on my boards, but I'll put an angry sticker on my cool bean if I win. Well, let's see if you win, buddy. Well, you won. You got some small stickers. So you know the drill. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com, and I will get that. Make sure you put down the size that you won, and get that in the mail. We missed you, Avran. It's been too long. Spin to win, bro. All right, buddy. Here we go. All right. Next on Super Chat gets a spin. All right. Let's see. Journey Park, Avran, what's your opinion on boards with a topless top sheet like the Ride Super Big? They'd ship easier. I mean, I get it. It's a weight reduction thing, and they're playing around with it. I still think it's kind of a dumb concept because you get these superficial cosmetic chips, and people lose their shit and want to warranty it over them. And I also think that it does somewhat lessen the durability of the actual snowboard. So if you're lessening the durability, it's not as strong of a product. So there's kind of that. So let's give you a spin there, bud. All right. Season predictions. You guys already got that, so we're good. Okay. Let's see. Okay, S2000 guy. In side hit euphoria, how the fuck does Arthur Longo defy gravity and fly like that off the smallest side hits? Quite possibly the best snowboarding videos on YouTube. Yeah, side hit euphoria is fucking great. Well, you need to take a closer look and realize that those lips are packed down. Like, some of those are not side hits. Some of those, like, they did some work and built those up, if you really look at it. But a lot of that is speed, pop, and just understanding that if you use physics and gravity, you can do that type of stuff. It's there. Plus, he rides at a level none of us ever will. So there's a lot of that. Like, the more you ride, the better you'll get at it. And the more you pop and learn how to hit those things, it'll do that for you. But if you actually watch the videos, you can see that they kind of pack down those lips. Whew. Yeah, that thing went right around perfectly. Damn. All right. Brian T, where the fuck is my wheel spin, you squinty bastard? You get the middle finger for calling me a bastard. All right. Okay. Okay, Royston creates. Any thoughts on the Indy Pass? Seems pretty sick that Indy resorts are getting some love this year. Well, it came out last year. I had it. I never got to use it, unfortunately. But for $199, it's fucking phenomenal. Actually, I might buy another one because I can get it for $179 or whatever because they gave me a 30% discount because I didn't use it last year. But you look at the resorts and like the amount of days that you actually get, it's a good like cost for a reward on there. So I think it really makes sense. Let's see. Oh my God, stop spamming the same shit. I see it. Okay, Bman 1818. What do you think of the new DC Control step-on boot for Burton's step-on system compared to Burton's line up of boots? It's double boa for $349. I mean, the best boot's the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. If you need a step-on boot that's not Burton, it's going to fit different. It's a DC boot. I mean, I'm saying it. I've been saying it since they brought back step-ins. It's going to be a fad, and okay, good. Okay, internet's back. Sorry, squirrel probably fucking molested the router again or some shit. I don't know. Okay, so to go back to this was a fad thing that I was talking about. Fucking step in. It's a fucking fad. It will be a fad. It was a fad before. It will be a fad. To go back to what I said, it'll probably just pass through. It's going to last a couple years. It'll die off. Then they'll bring it back for whatever reason. Because the people that buy it ride that shit for like 20 years. Like the people that are buying it now, this is probably the last set of bindings and boots they're going to have. Like the older people that I see with it, sorry, like you're going to have that till you die. Like I'm convinced that that's kind of fucking how that's going to go. Is like it'll just be that. So yeah. So yeah. All right. So yeah, fuck that. You know, I mean, best boot's the one that fits your foot and fits your needs with that. Okay. All right, so to go back to a question from Eric Slusser, what are your top 5 boards you're most looking forward to testing this season? So I already tested one. That was the Capita Black Snowboard to Death, phenomenal. But the one I'm really, really excited about is the Rome Party mod. The reason I am excited for that is it's a mod rocker, but they're offering wide sizes in it now. I am like fucking absolutely so psyched on that board. Then there's the Pow Twin from Spring Break. I really would like to ride that. The new Orca kind of has my attention. It's not anything. The new Jones Mountain Twin, the new Jackpot from Yes. Nitro's got a couple cool things in there as well. I'd like to see if I could get some Arbor, and I know that Dominic's going to tell me that the Arbor Draft has the camber system on it. Sorry, I can't keep track of 5,000 fucking snowboards 24 fucking 7. Whoop-de fucking do. So they made it a little softer in camber. Who cares? So there's that. Telos has a couple cool things coming out. I'd like to ride that Rankwit Pro model from them. Let's see. K2, the Alchemist, has my eye. I'm really actually curious about riding Clicker boot and binding because K2 boots actually fit my feet. I just want to see what that's like now that they brought it back because it looks like they really revamped it. I mean, it's still a fad in my opinion, but I'm really curious about it. Also, the Niseko Simple Pleasures. Ride has some stuff in there that they've tweaked as well, like their whole binding line. I'd really like to check that out. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see where we're at. All right. All right. Joe Rocher, you never test splits, just not into the scene. I'm not. You know how much fucking work that is in the scene. I'm not. You know how much fucking work that is. Fuck. I gotta go drive to the trailhead. I gotta put all my gear on. I gotta dig a pit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking lazy. I don't even want to hike 20 feet if I have to. I'm like, I hiked twice last year, and that was 2 times too many for me to get shit. I am fucking lazy. I just want to hop. But their boots are dialed. Like Ride K2, like are so underrated with boots, and I feel like people don't realize that till they actually try them on. There's like 2 boots that got a little overhaul, I think, if I remember correctly. I'd have to sit down and just like literally look at shit. I won't lie. I got fucking burnt out and just decided I didn't want to look at catalogs. So yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Shit. We losing this? We losing this? Okay. All right, yeah, so internet's getting a little wonky, so we're probably just going to end it. We're at an hour and a half anyways. So, all right, so the announcement. Some of you might have seen this already. I'm actually going to drop a video here in probably the next half hour. we are introducing, and by we I mean me, I've introduced a personal shopper experience. I'm going to have the whole video explaining it. It's on angrysnowboarderstore.com. For $5, I'll answer quick questions. $10, a little more in depth. $15, I'll help you through the process, and $50 if you're a goddamn fucking time vampire hand holder. But this is kind of a big thing. Like, I want to be your guys' local shop guy, and I know so many people are hurting for like good advice and shop guys, and fortunately they listen to James Beastie at the Good Ride, or Kevin tells, not my Kevin, other Kevin, SPC, tells them that a fucking low-end boot is the best boot for everyone on the planet. They're listening to bad advice. So I'm offering that option up. I'm still going to be answering questions in live streams and on every other thing. This is just a way to like make a side hustle. So I've got that going on. And this might parlay into something bigger I can't really talk about right now, but like there were investors, potential investors, and there's some stuff. There might be a big expansion of a store. But I can't really say too much right now. We're in the early phases of things. I'm trying to figure out how to legitimately do things. But yeah, so I've launched the On Angry Snowboarder store, your personal shopper. Basically, you fill out the form, you pay for it. It sends me an email. I contact you. I've got that Google phone number. I can call you if we need to, just to talk through everything. It's basically a way to just kind of give you guys better personalized service. Like I said, I want to be your guys' local shop guy, and so we're trying to do that. So there's that. Obviously, you guys know Kevin left. That was kind of one of the other big announcements. And the final part of this announcement is the reviews will be dropping September 1st. I will be dropping 34 reviews all at once, and after that, we will have a live streamathon event day like we've done in the past for that, and I'm trying to get some prizes for that as well. But not as frequently as before. Like I can't do a video a day, like that'll just burn me out, but I can work on projects and stuff. So 2020 to 2021 is going to be a really fucking weird year. We're going to run a little more lean, but I quit my job. Well, I got fired. Let's be real. I got fired because I told a tourist to get the fuck out of town for being rude, and I'd had enough of their shit. But yeah, so I got fired. So I'm concentrating 100% on Angry, and so part of that is more live streams. Live streams are going to kind of replace the podcast, which I already talked about earlier in this. So we're going to do that. I've got the personal shopper. You will see in probably another week merchandise on the Angry Snowboarder store, actual physical merchandise like t-shirts, hoodies, hats, all that stuff. I'm just getting everything kind of dialed in with that on the back end, but basically it'll all drop ship from my print shop. So it's hands off. So I'm not personally mailing it to you, but I just got to figure out pricing. I'm trying to get the pricing down where it's not going to break everyone's bank, so you guys can get merchandise, stuff like that. Also, there still are mystery boxes if anyone wants to buy any on there. I think I got like 6 left on there. So angrysnowboarderstore.com. Yeah. So that's kind of like everything I got going on. Trying to just build this brand of everything and take it to the next level. I got some goals in mind, like Angry Snowboarder VIP needs to grow. It's at a good level, but it needs to double. So if you got the means, you want to do it, check it out. Got a whole video over there kind of explaining it, and I wrote down the new goals and what we're trying to do over there. 2020, 2021, it's kind of a revamp. You know, the funny thing is I started Angry Snowboarder in the housing crisis in 2008. And now I'm through this pandemic, so like this is where you kind of pivot and do everything and whatnot, but I'm trying to give you guys everything that you could possibly want. So just gonna do a bunch of stuff for you. So yeah. And we got a super chat from Kevius Billy. So now that Kevin isn't under your protection anymore, can we assume there's a green light on him? You can do whatever you want to Kevin. He's an adult. He did just get his CCW and buy 3 guns, and he's training a lot, so he might shoot you. All right. And you can suggest a top 5. Let's see. So yeah, that's kind of everything right there. Hopefully you guys are stoked on everything. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. You're not missing anything. Swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP if you want to support us in our future endeavors. I can tell you more here. I got a video over there. And once again, thanks for tuning in. Going to try to do more live streaming, and you're going to notice that there's going to be a video dropping in about a half hour or so, hour, and then you're going to have a new top 5 tomorrow. I just got to finish editing it. So yeah, there's that, and thanks again for tuning in, guys. I'll see you guys in another video.